Hello and welcome back to another video. I'm so glad you're here. On this channel, I talk about news, controversies, and drama on the bookish side of the internet, and I certainly hope you'll stick around. Oh boy, do I have a juicy one for you today. I wasn't sure if I should save this until there was more to report, but I feel like so many of you are as invested in this Britt Andrews situation as I am, so I just couldn't hold it back. So, for starters, she's alive! Can we even believe it? Not only is there a Kickstarter update, but she's been active in her Facebook group. I know! But let's start with Kickstarter. After all, it's the thing that got me interested and involved in this whole mess. So this was on August 28th, and she says, "Hey everyone, just a quick update here because I am so excited about what's coming next. School started last week and has provided me with time to dedicate completely toward finishing up the editing. Tomorrow I should be finished with all of my revisions and additions. My editor will then hop back into the manuscript and review everything, and then we're good for launch. Eek! I haven't decided on an exact release date yet for the delivery of the ebook to each one of you." Which again, not everybody purchased. "You'll be getting the books before the general public / Amazon release, but I promise the moment I have that date, you'll be the very first to know. It should go without saying that I'd like to be clear, this is a creative project, not an open door for abuse. I'm here to deliver the book you pledged for 2 years ago, and it is almost here. Questions and concerns are always welcomed and valid." Really? "But harassment, doxing, and threats / wishes of harm will not be tolerated." With that said, the next couple of updates are going to be very exciting, and I'm dedicated to bringing this project back to being a safe and enthusiastic community that everyone can feel welcomed in. Let's go. So basically, she's just doing more editing. We still have no release date. Everyone gets an ebook whether or not they ordered one. She's still claiming that questions and concerns are welcome, which we all know is a lie, because anything she sees as negative will get deleted. Cool. And no sign of the Tumblr she said had been delivered months ago, so it seems like the same old stuff as always. But wait, a wild Brit appears in her own chat group. But if you think she's changed or learned anything, you are about to be disappointed. So again, this is in an offshoot group message of her main Facebook group. "Hi there, ladies. We've got OMG, she is alive. She owes us transparency. She really does. Sorry, Britt. It's only fair to us. We get the truth. We have supported you for years and not many answers." How many of us are watching Britt type on the edge of our seats because she's got the 3 little dots? Love it. Britt says, "I am indeed alive. I've given transparency. I've been working through refunds. The hardcover set from last year is still something I want to finish up and get sent out, and I've offered refunds to those who no longer wish to wait." We clearly have very different definitions of what transparency means, because she has certainly told us lots of words, but pretty much none of them have to do with the book. And you're absolutely right. You all have supported me in my books. I love you for that. Right now, my focus has been solely on finishing the edits on Demons in My Head. I've seen a lot of things saying I owe readers this or I owe them that, whatever it may be. I gave information regarding my personal life and the absolute nightmares I've dealt with over the last couple of years. And instead of understanding or support, my personal struggles and life became cannon fodder. Yeah, she sure did give lots of information on her personal life, but no one asked for it. Literally, no one asked for it. She just used all of it as an excuse, and for her to now act like a victim is preposterous. "My silence isn't from guilt or shame, it's fear at this point. The amount of threats, harassment, and downright scary things that are said to me, or hell, messaged to members of my family about me, have crossed the line. Doxing is something I wouldn't wish on anyone." No one has doxed her, at least no one I've encountered. I think only myself and maybe a few others are the only ones who compiled her years of lies. And so maybe it feels like doxing to her because it's not information she wanted publicized, but speaking only for myself, nothing I've spoken about regarding her personal life has been found in a non-public place. So I decided to fully back off and focus. Focus on my work, focus on earning back any trust I can with those of you who feel wronged. Well, first of all, I think that ship has sailed. Second of all, I take big issue with the phrasing, those of you who feel wronged, because it completely dismisses everyone's genuine anger and placing it as if it's their fault. Absolutely wild the way she just gaslights. The book is good, really freaking good, and the fact that I was even able to finish it while undergoing personal attacks at a level that, to be frank, would cause even the strongest of people to wonder, what's the point in life? Is there one? Where does it end? I'm incredibly skeptical that the book is any good. This isn't a genre I read, so if the book ever actually does publish, I will need a paranormal romance reader to let me know. But given that she's written it and had it edited in about 6 weeks, forgive me for not believing that it's going to be a work of art. I endured and I'm proud of myself, and I'm going to deliver. Every single person out there knows life doesn't always work on the timelines we set. It certainly doesn't. I'd honestly love to know specifics on what these so-called attacks consisted of. Because the women that have been helping me get all this information together and letting me know when their backer-only updates are posted are probably the angriest at her of anyone. At least when it comes to her author life. And I'm telling you, they are furious. And yet no one has attacked her. No one has brought her family into it. Nothing anyone has said would make a normal person actually fear for their physical safety. Maybe someone else that I'm not privy to has threatened her, but my speculation is that this is a gross exaggeration to elicit pity. Now, I love my reader group. I worked so hard to cultivate a positive and uplifting group for women to uplift women. It's shifted now into something entirely different, and I'm taking it back. Ask yourself real quick, why has it shifted into something else? Could it be because it was the only way anyone could even dream to get a response from her? Except for if you want to write her a handwritten letter. I don't know anyone that actually followed through with trying that, but hey, maybe we're all wrong. It's the one place I have where I was always able to go to be safe and find support. That's what we're doing. That's what we're going back to. Everyone is entitled to their frustrations and opinions, but this is my space. I want to be able to post teasers and snippets and feel some shred of excitement about what I'm working on, and that's been impossible. So she says everyone's entitled to their frustrations and opinions, except they really aren't though, are they? Because anything deemed unsupportive or negative is quickly deleted, but only after being talked down to by her minions. It's like she thinks that people went from like 0 to 60 with their anger. No. This is 2+ years of frustrations at being gaslit and ignored. Imagine if she had just gone ahead and shared these teasers and snippets earlier. Would we be talking about any of this? Probably not. So if anyone here isn't here for good reasons, please go. If you're not here to lend a hand to help pull me from the darkness, but to instead push me further into it, if anything I do isn't going to be enough to redeem myself in your eyes, if there's no hope of restoring the love I wish you well, I have to protect myself and my family first. To pull her out of the darkness. Does she know that these aren't her friends? Britt, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. These are your customers, not friends. I know she's got some people like deep in parasocial love with her, but at the end of the day, like at this point, you are a vendor providing a product, except not actually providing a product. Can you imagine if the guy like down at the Wawa wanted me to just help him pull him out of the darkness instead of just ringing up my hoagie? It's ridiculous. One more thing and I'm moving on, I swear. How dare she act as if the people not giving her a chance at redemption are just going to be like, oh, okay, bye. Ma'am, you still owe them a shitload of money. You don't get to just like wave your hand and like, be gone with you. No. This chat will be deactivated. Come to the main group to chat and discuss upcoming things. I never thought that women who love reading about strong women who overcome challenges, who go through literal hell, would damn the one who writes them and is living it. And I know it's not all of you, it's not even the majority, but my God, have a great rest of your day. Back to editing. Love you all. Sure does speak highly of herself, don't she? I barely even know what to say to that. I am sure that things have been really hard for her, but At least like 90% of those, and I feel like I'm being generous, are problems of her own making. And I'm truly at a point where I think she might have started believing her own lies. So then she deleted this group chat, went over to her Facebook group, and posted another full-length novel that isn't the one she's taken $95,000 from people to write. So again, this is in her private Facebook group. Hi everyone. You may have noticed the group chat is gone. I deleted it to bring the focus back here to the main group where it belongs. I miss this space. I miss what this group was meant to be, a positive place to uplift each other, be ourselves, and feel safe. Over the past year, it became something else entirely, and I'm done with that. I'm reclaiming this group. I've added so-and-so as an admin. So hey, it looks like she has another friend besides cousin PA best friend Kayla. That's exciting. She'll be helping to clean things up and restore the supportive, welcoming vibe we built together. Now for some transparency. My silence hasn't come from guilt or shame, it's come from fear. Again with this. She's really made it clear that her silence has been out of genuine fear rather than guilt or shame, which to me implies that she has neither of those, which is really unfortunate. Obviously, this is something I would not personally do, but like, why not take a little responsibility? Even if it's insincere, like for the folks who are upset but still have their eyes halfway shut, that would go so far to just like take a little bit of accountability where you're at now. The harassment, disturbing threats, and even doxing I've experienced, and that spilled onto my family and friends, crossed so many lines. It forced me to step back and protect myself. But here's the truth. I didn't quit. I focused. I finished Demons in my Head, and I'm preparing it for launch. And the book is good, really freaking good. I'm proud of myself for finishing it despite everything, and I will deliver. I know life hasn't followed the timelines we all hoped for, and I'm sorry for that. I've already started sending refunds for missed pre-orders and Emerald Lake's hardcovers, and will continue to do so. I want names. Who have you sent refunds to? I haven't heard or seen a single person say that they got a refund. As for this group, kindness is non-negotiable. And by kindness, she means toxic positivity. From this point forward, bullying, harassment, or toxic behavior means removal. No warnings. If you're here for the right reasons, welcome. I'm so grateful for you. If not, I wish you well, but this is no longer your space, it's mine. I'm heading back to edits now. Thank you for being here, for believing in me, and for helping me protect the safe, uplifting community we all deserve. Now, who is ready for Demons in my Head? I just have to say that I have been talking about this since May, and I still can't remember which book is bed and which is head. So just thought I'd throw that out there every time I'm like, wait, which one is this? Anyways, of course, we've got her diehard showering her with undeserved praise. Yay, you've got this. So sad people were mean about things. Can't wait to read it. I hate you had to say all of this, but I love what you said. We are here waiting. Just do what you need to do. Enjoy the finishing of this journey, and sending you love. Also, I'm so sorry people are assholes and did all that to you. So proud of you for taking care of yourself and your family first. I'm still willing to wait as long as it takes because I know the wait will be more than worth it. Okay. I'm excited for what happens next. Now, I'm obviously not in this group, so I can only see what's sent to me, but this appears to be the bulk of the comments. I was sent some others too that I just were kind of repetitious. So there were a few, however, that asked valid questions and got sort of irritated answers. Please answer a question for me. You say refunds for Emerald Lake's hardbacks. Does this mean you're no longer doing them? I've asked this question with radio silence, so I would appreciate an answer back. Thank you. No, I'm still doing them. My focus has been on finishing Demons in my Head first before finalizing those. Anyone who no longer wishes to wait for the final product can request a refund. Apologies for the confusion. Thank you, you're very welcome. Even though no one's getting a refund. Okay. Do we have a set date yet? I said in my update yesterday there was no date yet. Physical boxes are months away yet. The actual manuscript had to be formatted for that. Artwork completed, edges, etc. Then ordering and shipping, and that's just the actual book. It's going to be a process, but I'm excited to dive into the next phase. Someone else replied to that same thing. No, I'm pretty sure she hasn't given any dates with her updates. I believe she mentioned in the last 3 updates it's in editing stage. I don't know if that person meant to say that snarkily, but I'm taking it that way and I'm living for it. Also, I have 2 group moderators. They're not PAs. All they do for me is monitor this group, so as far as answering these types of questions, I'm the only one that can do that right now. Someone said, I was hoping her or one of her team members would have an update. This update, she said, is done, so I was hoping for a release date or maybe a timeline for when Kickstarter backers would get their boxes. That's a little out of order, only because it's like, the way that it's written is in like funny little like tier things, so sorry. Anyways, she says, I understand now, I'm so excited. One more question, and I'm so sorry if this has been answered before. How will the current tariffs affect the production? She says, I will get the product from the best possible company that doesn't sacrifice quality for price. I always intended to order from China. I've seen beautiful products from their printers, but I'm not concerned about tariffs. If I have to pivot, I'll pivot. All things that will start being looked into and relayed to backers and updates in the future. I'm just so relieved to finally be on to the next part of it, the designing and production. I think she's underestimating like how big an impact the tariffs are going to have. And my fear is that she's going to turn that back around on like the Kickstarter backers and be like, actually, sorry, you owe this much for shipping, because I really am not sure if they've like already paid shipping. I would think, I don't know. I really don't know. But I don't know. I could certainly see her being like adding that in. Like, if she had done this when she was supposed to, there wouldn't be these tariffs on it. What a thing. What a thing to think about. Okay. Anyways, for some of these people that are being so like positive to her, I just have to believe that they are people who don't have money tied up in her scams. Because if you don't have a personal stake in this, it would be just much easier to believe what she's saying as the truth. Couldn't be me, but hey, look at these. I am 100% ready for demons in my head, and my husband is already tired of hearing about it. Also, if an admin can message me, I have a few questions. You've probably answered them before, but I don't remember the answers. They probably haven't answered them. I'm here for you all the way, baby. Happy to wait for my books. I know what I'll be getting. How? I'm so proud of you walking through hell and continuing to claw your way out, even though every fingertip is bleeding. Lots of folks go through periods where they need a little grace extended. I see how hard you are working to make good on your commitments. Love you. This. I'm so proud of you for setting boundaries for yourself. That is not easy to do, and it should be acknowledged how amazing you are for doing that. And then we got some people from Threads, which go the other way. Translation. This book is totally real. How dare you say it's not real? I totally wrote this book, and it'll be coming out soon. Soon is anywhere from a week to 5 years. That counts as soon compared to the heat death of the universe. You aren't allowed to be mad at me because I said so. Being mad at me is doxing. Doxing. Perfectly translated, my friend. How does this woman still have supporters? She shut her message group down because she can't control people's comments, and her Facebook group still has delusional people. It's extremely odd. People don't like to think they backed a bad person, so they'd rather deny everything before their eyes in order to convince themselves they were always right. This is exactly the comment that I was responded to earlier. Everyone's entitled to their frustrations and opinions. What? People asking for their money back is making her fearful? She said all that to say no one's getting squat and buy. Pretty much. And people wouldn't be talking about her if she refunded people instead of stealing. Literally no one asked her for these personal accounts of what's happening in her life. No one. People want professional transparency. Screenshot a word count, the emails with editors, the receipts and photos of products that were promised. If I had an order for $90, let alone $90,000, I would be showing every freaking step of me making the product with receipts and photos, yes. She has to stop giving excuses and give proof, and show more than just the ebook will be available once done. That's one of our concerns, that she is just going to put the ebook out and then another pity party will come out. It's crazy how people are still supporting her, but my guess, the people in her group most of them aren't involved with being owed anything, so they're happy to believe anything she says. She outed one of her lies in her own handwriting in the court documents. So, despite her attempts to report comments, the comments page on Kickstarter does still seem to be a place where she can't silence her ex-supporters. Our Queen Eloise is back with more of the brilliant snark we have come to expect from her. For someone who consistently says they're offline for their mental health, you sure are falling back on blaming the online complaints you supposedly don't read for an excuse to not do anything worthwhile. Britt's current update. Hi, insert sad violin solo. Woe is me, I've been divorcing someone for 2 years, lie. I bought a restaurant right after the successful campaign of $95,000 Kickstarter, insert self-doxing by Britt herself, where that business failed, and you attempted to, and stole vendors' goodwill to keep it afloat, and we stopped them being taken advantage of. You attempted to steal the hard labor of a construction company, insert public records available to, I don't know, the public of us proving your lies, and your theft time and time again. The form of doxing that has been done has been to protect the community by uncovering your lies. And again, anything that could be seen as doxing is in public information. Like, it's available. So, be a person worthy of trust and stop lying to people, and maybe you wouldn't have these consequences to your actions. It's called being held accountable. The harm to you has been an indirect extension of your lies and theft. Maybe don't do those things and there would be nothing available on the internet to reveal the truth about your character. If you were an honest person, these things would not exist in the public record. No one's come for your kids, Kayla. There's a situation, I haven't mentioned it because it's not my business, but her best friend PA, cousin Kayla, said something very inappropriate to one of the Kickstarter backers about her child. So I'm gonna leave it at that. You've been called names you've deserved because your reputation is non-existent. Start rebuilding by offering funds to everyone who wants one. The thing is, you can't refund for several reasons. You don't have the money. If you did refund everyone, you'd have no excuses you can use to validate why you're never gonna fulfill this Kickstarter. A year ago, it was, my world is imploding, everyone's dying, I'm divorcing, my mental health is shit, and now it's the people who want refunds are the villains. Must use my environment to vilify anyone but the one responsible. You guessed it, Britt Andrews. Hell, if we weren't here, I'm sure it would be Trump's fault. Everything is. But you've gotten this far, and you're still a butt licker. Keep on licking shit. I support that, no kink shaming. But also happy to sell my non-existent book back to you from my money back on PayPal. I promise, as long as Britt keeps pretending to uphold her promise of ever creating this farce of a book you'll get from me. Pinky swear, cross my heart and hope to die. Also, insulting everyone who can't rub brain cells together, stupid, uneducated, take your pick from synonyms. It would be super easy and much more convenient for Britt to refund roughly 60 people because she'd still have enough money from the other 600 people to fund this project. As always, peace, love, and big hugs to my fellow Scammed by Britt Anonymous group. When it's laid out like that, it seems even more ridiculous that she hasn't just refunded people, because it's like 60, 70 max people that are being so loud and angry about this. And if she had just given them back, I mean, it would still be something that needs to be talked about, and I would hope that it would be, but it wouldn't be like this. We've been screaming this since video 1. Refund the people who want refunds, and all of this is over. Eloise also commented on someone else's question, and I just felt like I needed to share. She says, I really need to change my shipping address. And Eloise says, to ship what? I don't know why, but that like cracked me up. Nick's reader is also a repeat contributor who always also has good stuff to say. Now, Britt, what we're not going to do is change the narrative and start throwing your former supporters under the bus just because we can't maintain the level of delulu and toxic positivity that you make look effortless. You've been shitting the bed this whole time, and now that the people you've done wrong are talking to each other and comparing notes and actually talking publicly about their experiences with doing business with you, you're trying to spin it like we all sit around in a group chat and plot ways to make you miserable. The only person I know that brought kids into it was your no longer PA bestie. I couldn't pick your family out of a lineup. I just have a lot to say regarding how crappily you've ran your business side of things. Writing great characters does not get you a free pass to ghost your obligations, babes. There are so many other great books out there by authors who still have my trust, because if they can't handle their business side, they hire a professional so that something like gestures around this is completely avoided. By the way, I haven't had one person come forward and say they've gotten a refund from you, other than the handful of Kickstarter backers that got theirs last year. Maybe if you had made a post offering refunds, those of us that wanted off this crazy train could have quietly exited and kept all your spaces the Delulu circle jerk they've turned into. I wish people who didn't have a great experience with your business had come forward, or hell, had I listened to my gut after you hyped your Patreon while consistently not posting anything there. I was one of your subscribers for 7 months at $20 a month with 0 subscription perks. I dipped out right before you posted that you were no longer doing Patreon. Like you, I also have unmedicated ADHD, and you were out of sight, out of mind, so I chalked that off as ADHD tax. It's my responsibility to keep up with my subscription, just like it's your responsibility to keep track of obligations you're taking money for. But I thought surely she wouldn't launch a Kickstarter if the book wasn't basically completed. I was so excited for this Kickstarter, even after I basically donated $120 for absolutely nothing. I chalked your inactivity to your PA not keeping up with posting. Haha, I miss how naive I was 2 years ago. Know better, do better. I'm no longer excited and plan on flipping my physical copy of this omnibus should I ever actually get it. At a loss, because I'm not a scalper. And then she corrected herself on the price. Also, I still maintain that no one, not even an amazing author of the books I will no longer read, you, should ever make big business decisions when they're going through it. This Kickstarter should have been held off until you actually had the book finished, and it's no one's fault but your own if it flops on release day. Well said. So today is September 3rd. I was, like I said earlier, kind of getting ready to film this because even though it's not super long, I like to keep you guys up to date because otherwise we'd be getting a while away. Anyways, we have an update. It's got a cover. Can you believe it? She writes in her group, "The exiled are rising. We've carried the weight of shadows, but now we prepare to step into the fire. This is more than a battle. It's a reckoning. The demons are here. The war is coming. And when the dust settles, hashtag we will rise. Are you ready to join the fight? Release day is coming." And then her little promo image with the cover says, "We are the faces of the exiled, but believe me when I say this, you're looking at fucking death. Prepare for the final battle." I find it hilarious that the quote that she's used for marketing is one that I just happened to read dramatically for all of you, and I got so many comments about how stupid it is. Also that she's using the hashtag we will rise. I don't think that's gonna catch on for her. I really wish on the promos that she had put the quote about the guy eating the apple whole, including the core. You guys had the funniest comments about that. Like, I couldn't believe it. This whole video I made and all the comments were like, how does one eat an apple without chewing the whole thing? Like, oh my god, I was cracking up. So that she posts that, and then she makes another post, "Misfits, you have no idea how much your encouraging comments have lifted my spirits and motivation. Over the past year, I've isolated myself to the point I had forgotten the good. The amazing community of people right here who never left. I miss you more than words can say. I've seen a lot of posts about people wanting to do a reread of Dimbies before Dim drops. What do we feel about having a post here where you can all discuss and theorize together? That's what this place is all about. I can set that up and pin it to the top. Just let me know. Stay tuned for more teasers and info. I don't have an exact date yet, but hopefully soon. Love you all." Of course she doesn't have a date, because releasing a cover is much easier than writing a book. But I'm sure there's going to be some kind of like setback that will prevent this from actually happening anytime soon. And in a twist that will surprise no one, she didn't post any of that on the Kickstarter page. If they aren't in or have been kicked out of her group, they wouldn't know any of this despite her having their money. She's once again running away from her problems and the people trying to hold her accountable instead of kissing her ass. Here are some of the comments on that. "I just screamed in excitement and scared my whole family. I'm so excited for this book, but it also means Britt Andrews is doing better. After a lot of therapy and my own crisis, I love seeing people make it through their struggles." Gah! Yes, I'm beyond excited for this. I cannot wait. Yes, doing a happy dance. Yes, baby, we will rise. Someone used it. All right, so someone else said this to her. I'm so excited for Demons in My Head, Britt. I'm sure you'll be taking things in stride, but I wanted to ask, will there be more to come with A Hunt So Wicked? I loved the first box. I think she meant book. Would love to see what happens in the future. From one book lover to another, I wish you the absolute best, beautiful. She says, absolutely, I haven't forgotten that disastrous ending of book 1. Does she mean like the book was a disaster or like there was a disastrous situation? Thanks for your support. We will be revisiting our Cursed Royals at some point. And this person says, yay, I will be a supporter all the way through. Love your writing. Have missed you very much. Isn't that nice? So I will be extremely curious how many people will still be supporting her. And I mean, as we've seen, there are definitely quite a lot of them at this moment, but we will see if people actually like this thrown together book. I'm speculating. I don't have any proof that this book is not going to be good, but I just don't really see how it could be anything but rushed, thrown together, and that is if it's not written by AI, which I'm not accusing her of, but I'm just saying the other people that have read her books versus the excerpts, they don't seem like the same author. So one thing that I want to say, and some of you might think that this is cruel, but if we get to the end of all of this, people get their books or refunds and whatnot, I will absolutely hate it if she just gets to go on with her career as if none of this happened. If she goes back to writing, having her adoring fans spending their hard-earned money on her books and finding new readers who don't know about all of this, it's going to be so frustrating. The sheer amount of stress she's caused to so many people in the past 2+ years, not to mention the theft of $100,000 when you add it all up. She doesn't deserve to have one single person still backing her. And I'm sorry if that makes some of you think I'm an asshole, but it's disheartening to see so many people acting like nothing has happened. She has still yet to apologize for her radio silence, buying a restaurant, and side note, even if she didn't use the Kickstarter money for it, she still took on a huge commitment when she already had a huge commitment that should have taken precedence. You know, deleting comments from anyone who dared to question her. If there had been any remorse on her part, I'd still think she was the worst, but I might stop thinking she's like an immoral narcissist. She's caused so much harm and she doesn't give a fuck. I will say that it brings me endless joy, however, that a Google search of Britt Andrews brings up my videos at the very top. So hopefully they'll stop at least a few people from falling for her shit. I don't know. Now, in indie authors you should support, we have Eleanor Wells, a Los Angeles-based writer, filmmaker, and actress passionate about exploring meaningful, timeless stories that explore the way we live in all shades and imperfections. Her marquee series, Velvet Records, is a series of interconnected novels following those in the orbit of Cole Hargrove and Olive Sherman, two pop stars signed to the eponymous Brooklyn-based label in the 1990s. All Our Yesterdays sees Marcy Lewis, Cole's longtime girlfriend and muse, take center stage to tell her perspective on their 7-year relationship. Fairy Tale follows Angie Hernandez, a young writer and filmmaker attempting to piece together a biography of Olive Sherman's life. Other works by her include Homecoming, a coming-of-age novella set in post-World War II Chicago, This Time Tomorrow, a horror/thriller short story collection following 10 women on the precipice of irrevocable change, and I've Been Here Before, a series of standalone short stories about the intersection between everyday life and what lies beyond human existence. Down in the description is a link to Eleanor's social media, along with where you can purchase her books if they sound like something you'd enjoy. Indie authors are a vital part of the bookish community, so make sure to show your support wherever you can, even if that just means a follow on social media. If you'd like to be featured in my indie author spotlight, I have a form linked down in the description. And if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more just like it, make sure you're subscribed. I also have a Patreon if you're interested in supporting me over there. I do have a free tier if you're just interested in some updates, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!